Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah, this is my channel, Sarah Bear. And this is the video for April. I didn't make one in March. I did film and record it, and I tried a couple times, but it just didn't work out, and I couldn't find time to edit it. So I just didn't post that month. But this month's video is going to be a little different. We're going to do a true video essay. Hi guys, just before I really kick off the video, I do want to give a little bit of a trigger warning. I'm pretty direct in this video and a little bit harsh, and it's a little all over the place. But I really want to give a trigger warning to diet culture. Culture, etc. being mentioned pretty heavily, along with some mental health issues like mentality issues, self-image issues that might be brought up through this video. I don't know exactly how to word it, but if someone talking about change for society or diet culture triggers you, don't continue watching this video. Save your own sanity, which is basically the overall purpose of this video. So yeah, if any of that triggers you, please click off now and take care of yourself. I've done a little bit of research on this topic, but it's really just from my experience of consuming this kind of content that I'm going to be talking about today. And let's just introduce this. Upon the start of the new year, of a new season, of a new month, of a new something, I always see a plethora of content come up on my feeds, especially on Instagram and TikTok, about how you have to change your life. They're about glowing up or resetting your life. I do personally believe that life naturally changes, but there are also things that we choose to change. All of these things are about changing your life, but most of them seem to be about societal values. Personally, every year I set up goals for myself. My main one being this YouTube channel, getting my hygiene to be better, considering it's been really struggling because of my mental health, and also to read all the physical books that I have. Very goals that are self-centered for me. Goals that change my life in some small way, that's a way for me to change. Not for society, but for myself. But this idea that we constantly need to change is seen all over social media. You need to glow up, you need to change, you need to glow up, you need to glow up. Here's how to change your finances, here's how to change your life in 75 days, here's how to change your life in a week. It's almost exhausting to see. And it's not only a toxic mindset to our mentality to have this idea that we constantly need to change and be a perfect part of society, but it's also toxic to the dollars that we have. Now, occasionally I see people change their lives in a positive way that is good on social media, and they're just using their platforms to document their experience so they themselves can see their change and also show others how they are doing it. My two favorites being this is Jennifer Madison, who did the 75 hard challenge for the second time successfully. It truly changed her habits, and she seemed really happy afterwards and much more sure in herself and her body after, because it was doing it for herself, not for society. Yes, she was nervous about society's expectations of her doing this challenge, but overall she more overdid it for herself than others. Kira Ivola, I don't know if I said that right, and I apologize if it didn't. She's currently doing a 6-month life experiment where she's changing her life. And at the start, I watched the very first video and a couple other of her videos, and she has goals that are very self-centered for herself, to be more social, to have a better sense of style, to make so much money, to save up a certain amount of money, to not work her corporate job anymore. Those are all also self-centered goals that she wants for herself, not because of society's expectations of her, but her expectations for herself and what she wants her own life to look like. The difference between changing your life for society and changing your life for yourself is very drastic. Because if you're only changing your life for society, how are you going to be happy in yourself? The need to change your life is become a big phenomenon in social media. I felt that it's become bigger and bigger as I've been in social media. I've started being on social media around 13 years of age, so I've been on social media for around 5 years, but I've known of it for longer, and I've been on YouTube since I was about 10. And I never really saw this kind of content coming forward until about 2023, 2024. It really pushes the value of eating well, having good style, glowing up, and being pretty and skinny, and rebranding yourself, which I don't really understand what that means. It really is changing your personality, all the things that make you, you. It's mostly forced onto women and girls, and it pushes ideal Western beauty standards on girls. This doesn't change your life, though. When you change your life for society, it doesn't change much. Change is set in your habits. We've seen it before. 75 hard is a habit that you build up. 75 hard is a challenge you do for yourself. But a lot of people seem to do it for also do it for the satisfaction of saying, for society, I did 75 hard, and then they go right back to where they were. The idea of changing for yourself is consistency, having habits. While I haven't done any of these things before, or even intend on purposely changing my life like that in the near future, because I'm quite happy, I see this and I think I also need to change my life whenever I watch one of these videos. And I really don't want to give into it, but it also feels very red pill tradwife sometimes, as you see these people eating more and more healthy, and it turns into pesticides are bad for you, this is bad for you, this is bad for you, the government is poisoning our food kind of things. As an example, I'm going to leave a channel unnamed, as I don't want them to be insulted by what I'm saying about them. I'm just commentating. Okay. But to give you an idea of the channel's general vibe, this is the description of their channel. Become your highest self physically, mentally, and spiritually. No sugarcoating, an honest dose of what you need to improve your mindset, habits, etc. She also says that she's sharing her journey and things that helped her throughout her journey. And while I believe this could have been the truth when she first started posting maybe a year ago, because those videos seem to have genuine advice of them, but I think her content has shifted to very much mainstream society-based change in humans and their views. The first couple of videos were titled as such: Get out of rock bottom once and for all, how to protect your energy from other people. Do this and get ahead of the herd. I watched a little bit of the Get Out of a Rock Bottom Once for an All and How to Protect Your Energy from Other People videos, and they seem to be genuine advice. It seems like you were talking to a friend that genuinely wants the best for you and is giving you advice on something that happened in their life. While she doesn't specifically say anything that happened in her life, she talks about what she did and her actions. She doesn't talk about specific scenarios, which I think is perfectly fine because everyone needs a little anonymity on the internet. But her channel seemed to quickly turn mainstream, as I said, to very much to society-based change, toxic change almost. That's very much about protecting her peace, protecting your peace, being the prettiest, happiest person that you can be, which isn't a reality and is almost impossible to maintain. Her titles quickly went to Beauty is Power, Glowing Up, Look at Society, Cough, Being What Society Wants, is how I interpret that. An Instant Summer Glow Up, Habits for Weight Loss, What I Eat to Lose 40 Pounds. It turns the idealism that I spoke earlier, you're into a toxic mindset almost, that you have to be perfect, that you have to look like this. Glowing up, being pretty, protecting your peach, which plays into the aspect of rebranding yourself as you set new boundaries for not only you, but for the people around you. It's inherently toxic for a mindset to want to be perfect and want to be pretty, because that's never achievable. Perfection isn't true. Something can be perceived as perfect because it won a certain amount of awards, or you have talked to so many guys or been with so many guys, but that isn't perfection. Nothing truly is perfection other than true nature, in my opinion. As for our dollar, glow up culture is how beauty and fast fashion brands have gotten our dollars, millions and millions of dollars within the past century. I think glow up culture really became a big thing in 2022 when a ton of people were starting to find their style, mostly millennials, and when Gen Z became teenagers, they looked up to these millennials and went, I want to be cooler than them. So glow up culture began. Tweens stopped being so awkward and shy, therefore getting our dollar because they were asking their parents for more and more expensive things. A lot of the how to glow up videos promote products you need, such as foundation, certain makeup, certain clothes, certain bags, certain swimsuits, certain shoes that you might only wear once because it makes you an it girl. It makes you perfect to society. That's what an it girl is. That's what they want you to be. They want you to change for society. And it's toxic for our pocket to have this mindset that we need to be a part of a perfect society, that we need to be perfect to be in society. But this kind of change for society isn't sustainable. Sustainable change is in our habits. It does not have to take your dollar. Yes, it can take some of your dollar, but not much of it. For example, Kira Olavila, who I mentioned earlier, I did not say her name right. Her goals are better style. But you don't see her doing a shopping haul right off the bat for new things, as she puts things she already has to use to curate and style new outfits. She uses things she already has, making notes of things that she doesn't have based off her inspiration, and maybe puts it on a list to get later, because I think she has done a shopping haul. And one of her main goals in this challenge is to save money and make a certain amount of money from content creation outside of her 9-to-5 job, which she now has quit. And here's the thing, this really shows that you do not need money to change your life, because it's all about you, what you want to do, not about what society wants from you. Personally, I think changing for society is a little bit stupid. I've changed from society completely unconscious of it, especially as a young tween, because I was very masculine presenting in my freshman year of high school as a non-binary person, and now I'm a very, very feminine presenting person. I'm completely different than who I was 4 years ago, but I feel like that was natural with youth as I grew and grew into the adult that I am today. And so I made myself feminine to have this perfect relationship because I wanted my relationship to fit into society. And yes, I'm grateful for the experiences I went through and how they made me, but that change was completely unconscious. So if you've willingly changed yourself for society and made that choice, and it wasn't unconscious choices you made that were influenced by society, tell me why you chose that. Tell me why. I don't want it to just be I wanted to fit in. I want it to be a deep answer. And if you really don't want to share that on the YouTube comments, you can message me on Instagram, and maybe I'll talk about those in another video, but let me know if you do or do not want this video to continue as maybe a why people choose to change society. When it's a slow process of you changing because of influences of society onto your mindset, not a direct result of your choices, it doesn't cost as much all at once. But when you're changing all at once and you go head first into changing, it's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get the right things, to be that it girl. I find it almost ridiculous. I know I've been jumping all over the place, but I'm going to leave it at this. Overall, what I'm trying to tell you, especially the women and girls here, that we do not need to change every time a new year, season, or month starts, like we see on social media, that we see the it girls doing. We do not need a new wardrobe, new makeup, new diet all the time, as it leads us down a pipeline of wanting to be the perfect societal person in Western culture, leads us to spending hundreds of thousands of dollars that we do not need to spend to be the perfect person in society's eyes. As a change for society does not seem to directly benefit us or our mindsets. It only benefits how we are seen and perceived by other people in the world. So save your sanity, save your dollar, and invest in change and habits that are for your own benefit, not society's. It is perfectly okay to change, but changing for society is not worth it. It's not worth the risk of your mental and physical health, especially when it comes to diet culture. It is not worth the mental load of seeing your bank account after you spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars possibly to be the it girl. It's not worth it. Okay, that was sort of serious, but I wanted to be serious throughout that anyways. But thank you for watching. Let me know what I should talk about next. Have an amazing day. I love you all, and let me know your thoughts in the comments because I'm really interested in hearing what other people's opinions are. And also, if I don't make sense, please let me know. I'd love to clarify anything from you, considering I sort of just jotted this all down and thought I would do it today, because it was the only time I really had a motivation to make a video in quite some time. I'll see you all again. Bye. Take care of yourselves, please. And don't change for society. Change for yourself.